Bald-Sicilian, FBS. I am very grateful for Fat Bald-Sicilian. I'll tell you why. FBS created more channels than Comcast. Okay, FBS endorsed a lot of channels. He created a lot of channels, and I bet he can't count how many channels that he has helped to get monetized, and I'm one of them.
You know, and then it's not like you have no violence on your record until you're 30, and then one night you just decide to go out and kill a cop. It doesn't happen like that.
Fabrizio was always a tough kid. He was a tough kid. He had a nice punch. If you hit him, he would knock you the fuck out.
I already had the position. I don't want to say boss, but that's what I was. I had the position. I was made directly with New York, and I didn't have to answer to nobody in my area.
I didn't watch the show, so I didn't really understand the magnitude or, like, you know, how big this moment was.
But you know what? When De Niro asked him to let the old lady stay, you know, and she has to stay with the dog. Well, God, I've never started, huh? You know that scene? And he was like, "Stop."
Anytime I got to shoot at John's restaurant on East 12th Street, which was like a big mob hangout where like Joe the Boss Masseria would like hold court, and I got to work with Ivo Nandi, who played Joe the Boss. Those were some of my favorite scenes.
And the moment you walk in, I could recognize who's at the bar, who's sitting at the table, FBI. And this is the first time that I meet Sonny Franchitti.
Matter of fact, outside the Bada Bing, Satin Dolls, we put a curtain in the parking lot. Everyone was wondering, why is that big curtain in the parking lot? We were rehearsing the hanging scene.
I'm living proof, guys. I'm living proof. I mean, no, I'm no millionaire or nothing, but listen, look at my life 4 years ago. I was in a fucking hotel. I was selling crack. I was snorting coke. I was drinking myself to fucking death. I was literally taking bags full of Ativan just because I wanted to die in my sleep. I was all alone, you know, and now I'm here. I have my family. I have a little bit of money in the bank. I got everything I want. And I got you guys in this channel. So if I can do it, any of you can do it.
Yizzo. What's going on, everybody? I still feel like shit. Sorry, guys. Should I do the shout outs without looking? I probably could. I'm going to try to get through this. I'm going to do my best. Bear with me. All right. Fucking exhausted. My head's killing me. Oh, this fucking thing. Ugh. Antonino, Miss Can't Be Wrong, South Philly Tony, Sally, the Saxon. That's right, the Saxon. Chicago Muscle, Albaz, Bobby Barbarian, a year, Stevie the Gypsy, FBI, Big Vic 1965. You know, I saw this comment before this show. I saw that Miss Can't Be Wrong didn't get it. I got it as soon as I saw it. It's pretty good, Big Vic. Sis, hey. Yeah, you ain't kidding, Antonina. That's how I feel inside. That fucking thumbnail. That's how I feel. I'm walking around hunched over. I feel fucking terrible, man. That's facts, B. Izzo. Argo triggers people. Happy Halloween. Happy Halloween to you too, my friend. What are you coming as? I'm a zombie. Jason Mikesell, year. Sally, I shouted you out, right? She's saying, hey, guys. So she threw me off. I think I did. Maybe not. Kevin Taylor, what's up? If you're new, welcome. Jesse Roth, Yizzo. Hey, now. Yizzo to you, my friend. Yeah, I worry me too, Miss Can't Be Wrong. Shanna's all pissed off at me because I'm not at the hospital right now. But what can I say? I don't I don't want to go. You know, it's a long time without a cigarette. Maybe that's my problem. Well, I'm going to try, Miss Can't Be Wrong, after the show. I was just in bed under the covers, and that's where I'm going back to. As soon as this show is over, I'm not even going to eat tonight. Fuck it. I'm just going to sleep. I'm going to try anyway. Jesse. Norovirus? What the fuck is that? I was trying, sis. It's very difficult today. I can't, Jason Mikesell. I can't. I got to do a show. I got to get it out of the way, and then I can just go to bed. I got to make some money. I try to average in my super chats, for example. If I clear $100 a day, so on the first I'd have 100, on the second I'd have 200, the third 300, the fourth 400. You know, that's how I know I'm okay for the month, as long as I stay on track. Now, I haven't been there in months. I've been below it, which is, new. But I have 100 right now for 4 days. So I look at the numbers and then I decide what I can and can't do, and I can't take a break. What am I getting? Hold on, guys. I want to break my fucking phone. I swear to God. I'm in no mood for my phone to be giving me fucking trouble. I will after the show, Jesse. I will. No, I feel terrible, Kevin. I've been feeling like this for about 3 days. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Sally, $5 for go to bed. Thank you, Sally. I will. FBZ. No, I knew you guys were gonna say that. Fat bald zombie. No, no, but I don't know. The last couple of times I was feeling bad. Not this bad. Don't get me wrong, but the last couple of times I was feeling real bad. I talked to my doctors about it, and they don't seem to be concerned. So I don't know. But this is new, man. This has been since. Well, like I said, all weekend. I think maybe Friday night it started, but Saturday was horrible. Yesterday was horrible. Today's worse. I'm going to try to guzzle as much of this as possible tonight, but I will do my best to be my usual self. Just tell me what you want me to talk about, because I know nothing as of today. I haven't talked to anyone. I haven't seen anything. If there's anything you want me to talk about, if it's something, that I'm willing to address. Certain things I'm not. Let me know, and I'll give you an entertaining show. I promise. I'll figure it out. Chris Capello. Yeah, man. I'd do the whole show like that if I could, but I have to look at the chat and shit. Hey now, 1999 match to get this schmuck off YouTube and into bed. Thank you. Hey now, thank you for the concern. Hey now said match, and as you guys know, he is one of the biggest sponsors of this show. Steve Blair, good to see you. Thank you for, I guess, asking. She's okay. I'm not. But tomorrow is her birthday. So I have to feel okay tomorrow somehow. I have to, at least well enough that I've been promising her that I'm going to take her out to dinner anywhere she wants to go tomorrow, and I'm going to take her shopping. And I'm afraid I'm going to feel like this and not be able to do it. After that news she got in August, I never, I thought she would never see another birthday. So it is very, very special to me and her, and I want to do my best for her tomorrow. I got this fucking headache, guys. I know I said this last night right in here. I wouldn't even call it a headache. It's this extreme pressure, and I can't make it go away. It's painful as a motherfucker, no matter how much Tylenol I take. And I don't even like taking that shit because it's like you're just masking the problem. You don't know what the fuck it is or what's causing it. So, I don't like doing that. But, when the pain is so bad I can't handle it, I have no choice. And then the exhaustion and the weakness and the trouble breathing. I'm a fucking mess. Joe, hope you feel better, bro. You need to be careful, especially with your heart condition. I know, man. Thank you. Yeah, I know I do. That's why tomorrow, even before I take my mom out or something, I got to at least call my preventive cardiology person and tell her what's going on. This isn't right. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Maybe the hypothyroidism because I'm putting weight back on and I'm so exhausted. Maybe I don't know. But fuck. You know why I hate this so much is because you know me. I want to be active. I want to be out fucking side. I want to be doing things. Today, it's 64 fucking degrees out, sunny and beautiful here. Never would I spend a day in the house when the weather's like that. But yesterday too, it was beautiful yesterday. Same thing. I just can't go any fucking where. I don't have it in me. I don't have the energy. Just showering is a fucking chore. Go to bed, take some NyQuil and put on The Office. I won't take NyQuil for obvious reasons. There's alcohol in it. But I don't know. I'll take my usual medicine and go to bed. And I'll watch something while I'm doing it. I don't know if it'll be The Office. I said I wasn't worried because I thought you'd pop your head up to a zombie filter. LOL. Oh, okay, I got you. I definitely only smoke when I have to, though. I'm sick. Oh. Norovirus is the stomach flu. If you had that, you'd be shitting and puking at the same time. Clearly not the norovirus. You wouldn't be here. Well, that's good. I don't want that shit. I know, Steve. I know I do. I look fucking horrible. I mean, not like I don't every day. It's a fucking monstrosity. Just this whole thing I got going on here. Face, head, everything. But today is worse. Steve Blair, listen, I don't even care. It is wrinkled. I don't even care. You know what I did? I pulled this out of the closet. I threw it in the dryer for 2 minutes and I put it on. And it's a miracle I'm even wearing this. And not one of my Polo Association shirts that I lay around the house in. Leon, what's up, Leon? How you doing, buddy? $20. You look dog tired. Take some time off. Arf, arf. I just don't have the luxury right now. I don't have the luxury. I'd love to, but yeah, me too, Jason. It's gonna fucking kill me without a doubt. Rona test, yes. Well, yeah, I took one last night, and I don't have it. At least as far as that test goes, No, Chris, I feel terrible, man. I can barely keep my fucking eyes open. I don't mean to whine about this shit. I know this is not what you guys are here to listen to, but like I said, I'm sure you guys got something you want me to comment on. Just let me know, and we'll turn this into an entertaining show. I did see some Joey shit earlier. Him and Snuff and the Rat of the Month thing. I guess I'm late on it. It's from like Thursday, but it just gets dumber and dumber as it goes. I'm talking about Luisi, and I agree with him about Michael Franzese. Was it Franzese? No. Yeah, Michael Franzese being a con artist with the church stuff and all that. I don't know Bobby, so I don't comment on Bobby. But and then the Chaz Palminteri shit. It's funny because you heard what I said last night. Now I like him or I dislike him for different reasons than Joey. Joey doesn't like him because I guess he thinks Chaz hangs out with rats. Does he? I don't know. Who's he talking about? I mean, I don't know. Who's he mean? I didn't know Chaz has a reputation for that. But that, I don't know, man. I don't even want to get on it again. I mean, I understand it's coming from Joey. Don't bring that immigrant shit in here, Zico. Get the fuck out of here with that. Jesus Christ. See, that's a weird motherfucker, man. People like you, Zico, whatever your name is, you have that shit on your mind all the time. You're one of these weird motherfuckers in your little Fox News bubble who believes that immigrants are taking over the country. You're a fucking idiot who's been brainwashed. And you want to fucking just, even in a random YouTube chat that has nothing to do with politics, you want to bring up that shit. I mean, why? Why? It's just like, I told you, there's a fucking guy in a store one time. Something happened with his credit card or something. It got declined or some shit, and he starts screaming about the Muslims. I'm like, oh Jesus, I don't have to know much more about your fucking politics to know why you're like that. There's people like Zico. They always have certain political things on their mind, and then there's people who quite often are the same people who also have race on their mind constantly, all the time. And usually, listen, let's be honest, the bitching about immigrants in this country is because of race. Nobody's bitching about the fucking fuck tons of people that pour in through our northern border every year. Those guys are okay. Just those damn Mexicans you don't like. FBS, did you listen to JM on Lefty's show whining about how he's so innocent? Him and Lefty got into it, and Lefty was telling him how it is. JM got hurt. No, I didn't hear about it, but come on. You think I watched Lefty's show? Please, Slug, give me more credit than that. No, I heard about it though a lot. Yeah, I heard Lefty did a good job. I don't know. Listen, the guy's not innocent. The other guy's not innocent. Is a subject I don't want to keep talking about. I was going to fill you in on what's going on now with that case because there has been changes. Of course. I don't want to get into it yet just because I haven't gotten word back yet. But so it'll probably be tomorrow. But I covered my bases, you know. Well, I don't want to get into it. I'll just tell you that no matter what happens with this particular situation that's going on now, it's not over. So I just I don't even feel like getting into it. I don't have the energy. I can give you guys a really good show when it comes to that, but listen, I'll just tell you this. Well, maybe I shouldn't say this yet. No, I'll wait until tomorrow. Oh, God, please, Kevin. Why would you say something like that, bro? Why would you say something like that? I don't think it hasn't crossed my mind, but why, Kevin? What are you trying to do to me? Oh, sis, my sinuses are destroyed, and I've been waiting on a fucking appointment for a goddamn year. Now my appointment's on fucking April 29th. That's probably what it is. Fucking sinuses. God fucking damn it. I had a fucking appointment for August and they fucking changed it, or well, they canceled it and never gave me another one. I called back like a month or two ago and they give me one for fucking for late April. Don Berlin, 1999. Please contribute to the Chris Coffin Fund. I will. What is that? What is that word? ISE. What is that supposed to be? All of my powers. Exercise or something? Did you fuck up and miss a bunch of words? You gonna exercise all of your powers, or are you gonna what? I don't know. Oh yeah, man, it's fucking, and I just want to feel better. I got a lot of shit to fucking deal with right now. You know, you look like me in your thumbnail. I guess I do, Nico IRA on Facebook. I bet if a new pair of Jordans were coming out, you'd get your ass up and moving. Possibly, but there's nothing good even coming out until I think like, man, I don't even know the next pair I want. I keep looking it up and I never remember. But I think it's late next month. Sure, Tony Ducks. Yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah, go right ahead. Yeah, I think late next month is the next pair I want. I don't even have sneakers to cheer me up. I got to go through my old sneakers. But what do I got down here? I might have something down here that. Military Blue 4s. That's right. Oh my God. My fucking throat. Military Blue 4s. That's what I want. What is that? April 17th or some shit like that? Hold on, guys. Like a month ago, I bought another pair of these because you just can't have enough. For me, there's no such thing as enough pairs of Adidas shell tops. And of course, you got to put, can you see it? The fat ass laces in. Put the fat laces in, you know? I already have them, but when I see them like for like $50 on Amazon or something, it's like, yeah, I'm just going to keep buying them. I don't care. Other than that, you know, I bought those Jordan 4 Bread Reimagines, but I'm probably not going to wear them. I don't know. There's nothing to buy. And then I had to dig out my fucking Adidas Pro models, the shell top high tops, basically, because those are my favorites. I had them in the attic in sneaker bags, the black ones and the white ones, both basically brand new. For a second, when you said JM, I'm like, are you referring to me? Oh, nah, Jason Mikesell. Nope. Really? Hey, now? Maybe I will. Chaz does a show with Franzese. Oh, that's what he was talking about? Oh, okay. I didn't know what the fuck. I mean, I don't care either. I fucking can't stand Chaz or Franzese. And Chaz had Calandria. I know he had Jimmy on. That's the only thing that I could think of. But, you know, he made it sound like Chaz is just with a bunch of rats all the time. Yeah, what'd you think about that, Jason? Pretty fucked up, right? There's several, I think, where he talked about him. I'm a little surprised Chaz does a show with someone considered an informant, because by his own admission, he still hangs out with a wise guy or two now and then. Well, I guess just like many people, they don't really stand for anything. It's all about the bottom line. So whatever helps your business, you know. Most of the current, and that's funny coming from Chaz. Come on, Chaz. Like, this guy. No, he don't hang out with rats. Yeah, you're a real street guy. Joe, on a lighter subject, did you hear that all of a sudden Tony Pizza's buddy with Sugar Baby, LMAO, kissing cousins, I guess. Yeah, somebody told me the other night. I'm not surprised. That fucking fruit biscuit fucking what's his fucking name? Sugar is in love with that fucking clown. What did I just get? He also said how he acts tough and pretends he's a gangster, but hangs out with Franzese. Joey did same thing with that TikToker, Big Joe Gambino, says they are fake. I don't know the joke. Do I know the Big Joe Gambino guy? I don't know. Yeah, well, I don't know. I mean, Joey, I guess Joey can call people fake. I mean, if he feels they're acting like they're wise guys. I don't know who the Big Joe Gambino guy is, but Michael Franzese, listen, he'll always be looked at, in my opinion, as a guy who is unlike anyone else in the mafia. College educated med student or whatever who fucking was basically, I mean, you know, join the mob, I guess you could say, to hear him tell it, to help his father out. I don't know how the fuck joining the mob was going to help his father out. I have no idea. There's another dumb thing he said. Somehow joining the mafia is going to help his father. I don't know. But what was I going to say? Oh, he's just like, I don't know. Look at those pictures of him when he was on the street with the sunglasses and the white button-up shirt with the like top 3 buttons open, looking all Hollywood and shit. With the chest fro and all that. That guy, everything about him is just the furthest thing from a gangster. And I'm not saying he wasn't one, but I think you guys would agree. I mean, I will never believe that Michael Franzese committed an act of violence in his life. I know a lot of you disagree, and you say because he was made, he was he had to have killed somebody. I don't think so. I got to be honest. Not in that situation. The average guy to get made, yeah, but you're Sonny Franzese's son. Oh, I've seen that guy, Jeff. Well, I mean, do you believe that the guy who wears eyeliner, the big fat bastard, yeah, you believe he's real? I don't know. I don't know his story, but where do I see him? Don't I see him with like William DeMeo and stuff? That fucking guy, real weird looking dude with the black eyeliner. I don't know. No, I'm not gonna miss Can't Be Wrong. I can't because I'm waiting on something now. So it's like it's a constant waiting game. But I'll get into it maybe tomorrow. So all the numbers have gone down due to other demographic groups coming here legally. It's still mostly Mexicans, just stating fact. Oh, well, yeah, no, I know that, Jason. I said current as in currently. Oh God, I didn't want to get on this conversation, dude. You look kind of like drawn, and unless it's the lighting, pasty as fuck, bro. Probably the vibe. No, I'm pasty as fuck. It's not the lighting. That's nuts. You have to wait until April to see doctor, go to ER. Well, that's probably what's going to happen. G-Man, serious question. Do you think your sinuses have gotten messed up from past cocaine years? I know it for a fact, G-Man. I've destroyed myself. I destroyed my heart. I destroyed everything. You know what I mean? And yeah, my sinuses are fucking destroyed. Destroyed. Especially the last couple of fucking years. Or not even. Somewhere around the last couple of years. Last year and a half. I don't know. It's just gotten worse. And my nose is constantly stuffed the fuck up. Now I'm using fucking nasal spray, which is horrible. But it's the only way I could breathe. And if you don't use that, I mean, if you use that too much, it makes a deviated septum and all that shit just way worse. It gives you new holes in your fucking nose. Yeah, Andrea, I know. I feel like shit. I just went on the Jordan buying spree myself. Did you really? Did you get me any? Which ones did you get, bro? I stuck FPS at one of my dirty knees. I gave him AIDS. What the fuck, bro? I don't collect kicks, though. I don't collect kicks, though. Like you, FBS. I just grabbed 2 or 3 pairs, save one for occasions, have another pair or 2 to wear whenever. No, I know. Yeah, that's good enough. That's really all you got to do. Del Griffith, I bet you my sneaker collection probably costs more than your car. How much you want to bet? Probably more if you let's just say somehow you got pussy in your life and you got a girlfriend or a wife, both of your cars. I guarantee you my sneaker collection costs more than that. How much you want to bet? I bet you there's been many, many weeks where I spent more on sneakers than you make in a fucking week. Del, you fucking jerk off. I'm the loser, yet you're the one watching a person you clearly don't like, in your free time, just so you can make bullshit comments. Matter of fact, me and Shan had a conversation about my sneakers the other day, and it was actually quite startling when we added up just about 8 or 9 pairs, the dollar amount. Holy fucking fuck. There you go. Dux is telling him. I don't collect kicks either. I just make sure I have a rotation of about 20 to 30 pairs. That's reasonable. That's very reasonable. Problems with my phone, Godfather. I will use all of my powers. Scene when Sonny gets shot and looks kind of like how you feel. Yeah, I know that scene well. Don, you got all the answers. Why aren't you helping me? Don didn't even call me and say, Don is like he's a genius. I'm not kidding. He's a brilliant mind. Like, why do you not have some sort of fucking remedy for me, Don Berlin? Why not? Why don't you just hit me up and say, go mix this and this together and go kill whatever creature I have to kill and throw that in there and blend it all up and, add some Imodium so you could, stop shitting and boom, you're all better or something like that. I don't know. Don is not helping me here. I had a pair of Jordan 4s and 11s retro, Jordan True Flights to walk around in every day. Nice. Why don't I like Chaz? Because I think he is an asshole. I guess is the best way to put it. I know you're a big fan of his Evil Mind, but or is it Michael you're a big fan of? For some reason, they seem like the same guy to me. But Chaz, I don't like what he did with Lilo Brancato. It was really fucked up. I don't like it. I don't like how he talked about him and shit, considering how close they were and how he made it so public and basically just trashed the kid. I know what Lilo did was fucked up. We all know that. But I don't know, man. To throw him under the bus the way he did. And not only that, but Chaz has this God complex. You know, he thinks he's like holier than thou. He thinks he's fucking better than everybody. You could just tell it about him, you know? He's totally out of touch, I think, with the real world at this point. And I don't know, man. I used to be a fan of his before I, heard him in some interviews and shit. I don't know. I just don't like him. I just bought some ones from Walmart and a dope New York hat from the gas station down the street, flossing with my pinky ring. Gee, that sounds like somebody. Who could it be? I'm starting a mafia family in Gainesville looking for recruits. Must be willing to change her name to a completely Italian name. Oh, that should be easy. I mean, fuck. They'll have just as much power as any of the other families right now. Oh, thank you, Sam the man. Sam, what do you think? Oh, fuck. I don't know if I could do it tomorrow. Son of a bitch. I want to have an addiction recovery show. It's fucking Sam is 3 years clean and sober today, right, Sam? I want to have an addiction recovery show dedicated to Sam. I might have to do it. What day is today? Monday? My mom's birthday is tomorrow. Probably Wednesday. Unless I'm dead by then. No, I don't think so either. When people say they don't talk to rats, I automatically think they're a rat. That's because it's usually rats who are bitching the most about rats. Like that fucking Marie douchebag in fucking Providence. That ass fucking hole. Marie. That guy. It's astonishing, man, that God damn. Holy shit. Antonino, $50 for take it easy tonight and take mom out tomorrow. Thank you, Antonino. Holy shit, bro. Wow. And Steve Blair, too? $25 for get mom something. Oh, I will. Don't worry. She's going to get a lot of somethings. Like I said, this birthday is all her birthdays are special, but this one's, probably the most special because, in all honesty, neither of us thought she was going to see this birthday. So I'm very grateful. And that's why I want to feel well so I can give her a good day. Stand-up guy sent me dick pics. Who's dick? Because I'm not sure stand-up guy has one. You know what I mean? Good old Sugar. I don't think he's packing anything, to be honest, except for maybe a vagina. Stand-up guy. Dick pics. Sugar and Marie. Could you imagine them exchanging dick pics? They're both sending each other dick pics from their boyfriends. You know what I mean? Two gayest sons of bitches to ever hit fucking mob tube. If a new mob tuber came along tomorrow and every day he did a video blowing a guy, I would still say Sugar and Marie are gayer than him. I guarantee it. Seriously. Even if he had to do all his videos on Pornhub, you know what I mean? And just direct traffic from his YouTube channel over there, and he was just blowing guys all day. I'd say, nope. Still not as gay as Sugar or Marie, without a doubt. Merlino is a clown. His boss, Kevin Connolly, is good friends with Chris Pacello. Is that right? Oh, there you go. See that? They're all full of shit. Everybody's full of shit. Go look up Chris Capello pictures with rappers, whatever, something. You'll see like 50 Cent, Fat Joe, all these motherfuckers that claim to be, street guys, which, let's be honest, both of those guys were street guys, but they're all anti-rat this, anti-rat that, and they're taking pictures with their arms around fucking Chris Pacello. I mean, there's a bunch of rappers. I can't remember them all, but go look it up. There's a lot, because he used to have them perform at his clubs and shit. And they all take pictures with him. And it's like, you know who he is. Cut it out. You know who he is. You know what I mean? Fat Joe, 50, all of you. But yeah, they all, just like they all make exceptions if it's beneficial to them. Like I said, Joey can't say shit anymore. Are you trashing Vlad, Joey? Why not? Why aren't you trashing Vlad? Vlad has interviewed more rats than anybody. Anybody. I mean, he basically solved the murder of Tupac, which I think would what's the word I'm looking for? I can't even think. Qualify him as a rat. Okay, I guess you could say. DJ Vlad, right? I mean, Vlad is fucking... So many crimes have been solved because of Vlad's show. I mean, if you say a guy is a rat, because I heard it today, Joey said, if you hang out with rats, you are a rat. Or Snuff said it, or one of them, which is coming from Snuff. Come on. Snuff probably never got a parking fucking ticket. That guy is like so fucking wannabe talking about just street shit. Anyway. What was I saying? Oh, if you're going to say that if you hang out with rats, you're a rat, well, then you hung out with a rat, because that would make Vlad a rat, because he's hung out with tons of them. So that would make Vlad a rat. You know what I mean? And even if you don't consider him a rat, this guy has been saying he won't do interviews with anybody who interviewed rats, and Vlad has interviewed more of them than anyone. It's ridiculous. They're all full of shit, man. All their beliefs go down the fucking tubes when it means, a little bit of money or some fucking something, anything beneficial to them. You know what I mean? They'll forget real quick what a person has done. And then they all, they like certain rats. Let's not talk about him being a rat, because it's not convenient to our argument. Fucking bullshit. I can't stand people that stand for nothing. I don't think I've ever been as jaded to human beings as I fucking am now after the last couple of years. I mean, people from all walks of life, and none of them believe in anything they say. None of them stand by their words, ever. Look at MRE. When MRE was basically... Now, those douchebags are the biggest losers in the world, his supporters. But when MRE was exposed to be a rat, or exposed as a rat, what did they all say? He's too important to the movement. We don't care. That's what they were saying. The movement. Yeah, we push back. You're a hell of a movement. Fucking bowel movement. Where's it going? What have you accomplished? You walk in, you send these like cane shades into fucking your mom and pop shops with fucking flyers. And you tell them that we're against fucking informants. And they're like, what? The people look at them like, yeah, I don't want these flyers. Please take them. What's next? You're gonna have cane shades? Walk into a store with a flyer that says, we protect pedophiles. They're gonna look at you the same way. The same way. Stupid ass movement. Such an underground thing. No regular people know about this we push back shit. And they'd be so confused if they found out. They'd be like, wait a minute. You want me to sign on to some group of people whose job it is to basically Well, I can't even say it's their job to fight against anything because they don't fight against shit. They don't even fight. I asked Dominic one time on the phone, why don't you go after the court system, the government that actually allows these people to get these beautiful sweetheart deals and then go into witness protection and live a nice life? He said, well, I can't. That's, I can't fight the systems. Too big. Well, yeah. So just a group of people who go around bitching and moaning about people, informants, and when they're not even the fucking issue. If you're going to be mad at anybody, you'd be mad at the government, right? A person ain't going to benefit from being a rat if the government doesn't give them those benefits. Like if a guy's facing fucking 50 years in prison, or we'll give you a new name, a clean background, so you can get any job you want. You'll have a completely new identity. Okay. We'll get you plastic surgery if you want, so people don't recognize you. We'll move you anywhere in the country you want to go to. We'll buy you a house. We'll get you vehicles. We'll move your whole family if you'd like. What are the guys supposed to say? Let me see. I spend 50 years in a box until I die and then get transferred to a smaller box, or I just walk away now, testify at a few court appearances, and I live a beautiful life. Gee, I wonder which one I'm gonna pick. You know what I mean? Who's the real sucker when they talk about rats and shit? Like, I mean, the guys who didn't flip. And I used to be like everybody else. I used to look up to those guys, but now I look at them and I'm like, what do you mean? They're in prison. They're in prison. And meanwhile, these rats, they're all living in Florida. My blue heaven. Wonderful fucking lives. Getting money hand over fist. They got businesses. They get paid to speak at appearances. They go to fucking universities and shit and talk. They train people in police departments, like all types of shit. They become celebrities. Then they start a YouTube channel and make fuck tons of money, like Sammy, millions of fucking dollars. But the other guy who stood up like a man, he's in a prison cell, never to see any of his family or friends again, unless there's glass between them. Never to get pussy again, never to fucking enjoy any of the stuff life has to offer us human beings here in America. No. And what do they get out of it? What do they get out of it? A bunch of guys who are going to either turn out to be rats themselves or die in prison like you are going to go around saying what a stand-up guy he was. Oh, yeah. That's worth way more than freedom. Oh, yeah. Freedom ain't shit on a list of priorities compared to that. I want a bunch of knuckleheads to tell me what a stand-up guy I am while I rot away in a fucking prison cell. Who's the sucker? Unbelievable. A vitamin regimen? What? A vitamin regimen? No. No, I probably should be, but no, I don't do anything healthy. Nothing. That's part of the problem. Nothing. I try to eat healthy. Even that doesn't work. Doesn't matter. As Franzese puts it, he was a racketeer, not a gangster. Yes, maybe he wasn't a trigger man, but I have to think in his entire mob career, he was involved in planning or authorizing a hit. He might have been, or, he might have ordered maybe a beating or two, but as far as hands-on, I don't think he ever hurt a soul, You like that, Joe Bag of Donuts? That's how I feel right now. No fucking way he ever shot or hurt anyone or even ordered a hit. No chance, in my opinion. I agree with you, bro. You didn't have to kill someone to be made. You had to be involved in a murder. Big difference. A lot of OGs. OG guys, I'm sorry, were parked 3 blocks away. No, I know. You know what I mean, though. Yeah. But I don't think, that was a prerequisite for him because he was Sonny Franzise's son. Especially if Sonny Franzese felt like, he, for whatever reason, he needed his son in that life to help him, which will never make sense. Well, how about, no, son, become a doctor ASAP so you can help me? You know, no, he wants him to join the life. I'll never believe that that's why he joined it. But I don't fucking know. I just think for him, he's, he's basically he's born into it. You know, if he wants to be a part of life, he can. If he doesn't have to. Yes, I agree. Clearly, he's not a violent guy or a tough guy, but never involved in any murder at all, ever. Hard to believe anyone at the capo level in the mafia was never involved in a hit. Well, I hear you, Jason, but I'll tell you why. There's a second reason that I don't believe that he was ever God. My fucking head is killing me. Oh my god. There's a second reason I don't believe that he was ever involved in anything. Somebody would have told on him. A lot of rats since Mikey's days, tons of them, and a lot from the Colombo family. You know, I mean, you don't think that somebody would have ratted him out by now? He was a captain. And the government, I'm sure, would still like to get their hands on him and his money. So you don't think that at any time somebody who knew Michael got knocked, that they would, you know, you don't think they'd say to him, what do you got on Michael Franzese? Or even if they didn't, especially now that Michael's on YouTube and flaunting the fact that he made hundreds of millions of dollars right under the nose of the feds and everything. I mean, I think somebody would have told on him by now. We would know about it. It would be in a book somewhere or on a documentary or something. That's another reason I believe, you know, his hands were so clean. What has he got? He's got the rackets. He's got like the gas scam, shit like that. I think he probably went miles out of his way not to be involved in anything. And maybe that makes him smart. But, you know, even when they ask him, you know, I mean, there's statutes of limitations on all, well, not all crimes, but most of them. There's a statute of limitations, okay? You think Michael couldn't be like, yeah, well, there's this one time we gave this guy a fucking beating, you know, beat him with baseball bats, whatever. You know, he when they ask him about violence, he says, well, I did what I had to do. That's exactly what he says. You know, if I had to do something violent, you know, I did what I had to do. Come on, Michael, please. Please. You ain't even got to be like, even if you're one of these people who thinks Michael isn't a rat, you don't have to be a rat to just be like, look, rappers and shit talk about shit they did. Everybody, when the statute of limitations is up, why do you think I've spoken about certain crimes? The statute of limitation has been up for decades on most of this shit. Or I was fucking underage at the time or whatever. You could walk into a courtroom and say, yeah, I did this, and there's nothing they could do about it. Statute of limitations is up. You know goddamn well if Michael had stories, he'd be telling them. I believe it 100%. The gas scam is proof. I know there was a conviction and shit, so I guess, all right, that's a little different. Let me stop myself. Yeah, and meanwhile, they're worse than us. We're better than them. This can't be wrong. Is it something important, Robert B? Is it something that's going to piss me off? Is it something I absolutely need to know? There you go. Yeah, get Don to fix me, Jason. Oh. Don Berlin, member for 16 months. Hello, this is the Acme Undertaker and Woodbox Company calling. We have a prepaid order, for something in Pine. Please provide your measurements. Thank you for being a member for 16 months, Don. You're a trip. Minnie 560, member for 14 months. Thank you, Minnie. Danny Green, $10. Good evening, familia. Haven't been able to catch the evening lives lately. Things should be back to normal soon. Oh, it's all good, man. Thank you for being here and thank you for donating. And if anybody else would like to donate to make my, to get this little, maybe get me somewhere near caught up, that'd be beautiful. Ah. Let me go back and see if I can find where I was. Oh, yeah, there you go. Chaz is most famous for A Bronx Tale. Yep. Not really a big fan of Chaz. I only know he was in A Bronx Tale and that movie Boss of Bosses, I think it was. Another horrible fucking movie. I never heard of him until he interviewed Jimmy. Chaz? What do you mean? Hold on. What? No, you're fucking around, right? Chaz Palminteri? You've seen A Bronx Tale, right, bro? It's impossible. Come on, Chris. Stop playing. Why do people do members only? What, members only shows, Jeffrey? I do them a lot. I don't know. Why do people do members only? So you can give members content that that non-members don't get. So this way people are paying for something. Or getting what they're paying for. I'm sorry. I'd like to know who Sonny really was in The Bronx Tale. Yeah, me too. Didn't a lot of people think it was Sonny Franzese? It wasn't Sonny Franzese. I know that's what most people think, but I don't think it was. Franzese stated that he has never himself personally participated in the murder of any individual. He further added, becoming a made member of the Colombo organized crime family, he was asked to comment that interviewing agents understood that it was a common practice for someone to be required to commit a murder prior to becoming a bona fide made member. Franzese explained that during the early 1970s, the book was open. Franzese continued explaining that he and other individuals who were made members with him during the same ceremony, which he stated that they had to give. Wait a minute. Oh, what? The same ceremony which occurred, it's so small, occurred on October 31st, 1975, were not required to kill someone. He stated that they had to give their commitment that if it became necessary for them to kill someone, they would follow their instructions. Franzese stated on October 31st, 1975, the following individuals were also in his, did I say terms? Oh, in his terms, straightened out. Jimmy Angelina, Sally Mischiota, John Minerva, Jerry Brown, and Vito Guzzo. Well, I never knew about this. Is this the thing that Joey showed? So he actually told them who was made in the same ceremony as him. Wow, and Vito Guzzo, he killed every fucking buddy. Sure, Jeff. Why the fuck not? I gotta go blow my fucking nose. I'm dying. Guys, keep donating, please. Tell me I'm not doing this shit for nothing. Don't break my heart. I'll be right back. What's up, Jeff?
How are you, Chris? Feel better, man.
Thank you, man. I'm pretty sure I'm on my way out.
Well, I'll be here for you in any way I can.
Well, thank you.
Couple of things. That's Vito Guzzo's father that got made.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say that didn't seem, there's no way Vito Guzzo from the Giannini crew is too young.
Correct. Also, this is never added up. In fact, I've done video on this. OC Shorts has done a video on this. There's no way Michael was made in 1975, and I'm here to prove there's no way. Okay, first of all, any person knows the books were not open in 1975. They were
76 or 77, right?
Right, 76. Now,
76.
Michael claims that when he got made, his captain was Mush Russo. Mush Russo didn't get made until 1976. There's no possibility that Michael Franzese got made in 1975.
Yeah, I remember people always questioning that. It never made sense.
I think what he's trying to do is like, and listen, guys will always say, "Oh, I got made. I was the most important, so I got made right as the books opened or off the books," you know. Because there is a Franzese that got made in 76, but it was Michael's cousin, a guy Tutti Franzese. Michael, I don't know why he continues to insist that.
I don't know. Well, I think a lot of his story is bullshit. I think that's just part of it.
I mean,
I've heard people say that over the years, though, that the books weren't even open.
Yeah, and like there were
so many people had to wait until 76 or 77.
Sure. I mean, there were, I want to say there was around 10 guys that got made in 76 when the books opened. And again, a lot of them were directly either related to Persico or part of Persico or Joe Iacovelli's crew. So yeah, it wasn't going to be Michael.
Yeah. I believe it, bro. I don't know. I just don't, everything that guy says, I question. I just, maybe it was Joey or Snuff today in the thing I saw that said that, he was always a con artist and a bullshitter. Now, I don't know that any of them ever even knew him, but I've been saying that forever, that Franzese is full of shit. Well, I think everything about him, everything he does is a fucking scam.
I think the gas tax scheme, he definitely made a lot of money, and he had a guy the guy that initially created it was someone that he was very close with. And
but he wasn't the guy. See, according to him, that was his thing. It wasn't. Gas Pipe was involved in that shit before he was.
It was a lot of guys involved with it. And
yeah,
I think it was his claim to fame. But one question I've always had, and if I ever spoke to him, I would ask him this. I mean, he's been very nice to me. I have no issue with him. I would say to him, first of all, who's in your crew? You were a capo. Have we ever heard that?
I don't think.
What did you do?
That's a good question. Who was in his crew?
Yeah, it's like something that he's never discussed, and I find that really interesting. I mean, he's a capo. I mean, some of these guys call him a mob boss when they interview him, and it's like, who is in your crew? Like, what did you? He always tells the same story. It's always the gas tax scheme, and that. You ever hear that story he told about when he went and met Tony Salerno?
I'm sure I've heard it at some point. What happened exactly?
Yeah, he tells the story where like he goes to the Palm Boy Social Club and Tony Salerno asks him if he can give like some of his guys jobs, like doing the gas tax scheme. And it's like the same story he tells time and time over. But like, that's pretty much it. Like there's no other meat on the bone, really.
Yeah. Well, Tony Ducks just sent me something. Early February 1976, books open. Each family initially allowed 10 new members.
Right.
Those inducted in Colombo's first wave were Salvatore Albanese,
correct,
Carmine Torri Franzese, Salvatore Sally Buzzo Fusco, Philly
Gambino,
Pat Fungi Gambino, Joseph Joe Black, Gorgione, Gennaro Jerry Langella, Andrew Andy Mush Russo, Anthony Scappi Scarpati, Dominic Donnie Soma, Thomas Shorty Spiro.
Right.
It would have taken Lee Cole 45 days to get all those fucking names out, and they'd still be mispronounced.
And the thing about all those guys you just mentioned, like Scappi Scarpati was literally Carmen Persico's boyhood friend. Jerry Lang, Mush Russo. Mush Russo's related to Persico. Like those are all like very closely connected people. Dominic Soma was a hitter for the Colombo family. Like all these guys are very important people. You know, Michael, not that he wasn't important, but by the way, have you ever seen the FBI file where Carmine Persico puts a hit out on Michael?
No, I don't think so.
You got to see this. This is pretty good. There's an FBI file where Carmine basically says that he needs to be killed. Like, we need to kill this fucking guy.
Wow. Well, this thing. So Michael Franzese wasn't in 76 either. He wasn't made.
No, 78.
78, you say? Is that a fact? Or is that just
no, that's the date.
Oh, okay.
And he was made alongside Vito Guzzo, Jimmy Angelina, Jerry Clemenza, Michiotta, John Minerva, and Pereno. Now, what's interesting
the list that Ducks gave me, yeah.
All those guys, other than Jerry Brown Clemenza, are dead or ratted. Big Sal ratted. Minerva was killed in the Colombo War. Pereno was killed. Like, a lot of those guys are dead or became informants.
So this list is correct. That those are the people he was made with, but he just changed the date from 78 to 75.
I'm not sure that he changed the date. He may have just gotten confused and didn't know. Also, like, he says it was Halloween. It was Halloween, but it was in 1978, not 1970.
Well, what? How could he fucking mistake? How could he be 3 years off and not know that the books were closed in 75? That's why.
Exactly.
He has to be just lying because he wants people to think he was made before certain other fucking people.
Correct. And again, this is something that I don't know if anybody's actually asked him, but you know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Also, I see Mike DeBella's in the chat, Mike. I posted a photo you might want to see on my community tab, Mike, where you're, I believe Tom was your uncle. There's a photo of him. It's a very good photo of him and Frank Sinatra and Russell Buffalino. I posted it last night. It's pretty cool.
Oh, really? I got to check that out because I know the one Mike gave me.
Yeah. Frank Sinatra has a gun in his holster. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Look, Don Berlin said a very blessed congratulations to you, Sam. Really proud to see you here in the many too. Yeah, bro. 3 years clean and sober, man. Congrats. Yeah, I don't know, Jeff. I don't like that motherfucker, Franzese, man. You know how I feel about him. I just can't. That night that he shouted you guys out and shit, I was like, well, that was cool, you know. But then again, you realize there's something in it for him. You know what I mean? He's trying to get Gene Borello and people to, you know, he's trying to get people like that for interviews. And then with shouting you guys out, he doesn't want to be bothered by any of us. You know what I mean? So he picked the mob content creators like you. And who else did he shout out? RJ, I think.
Oshie Short.
Well, those guys wouldn't bother him anyway. But, you know, I think there's a benefit.
I do also think, like, if you noticed, he mentioned Proctor and he didn't mention a certain other guy that was dealing with Proctor at the time. And it was like kind of like I don't know, maybe it was like a knock to him.
It definitely was. Definitely. Well, I'm going to mention your co-host, but not you. Yeah, it definitely was. But then he went on, you know, he's talking in that. I talked about this again the other night. He's talking about how don't think of me for who I was, think of me for who I am, and nobody should glorify the mafia or look up to these guys. Then he pulls out this big elaborate painting.
Yeah.
And he tells he starts showing everybody the 50 most important mob guys, and so many of them were in his life. And then he fucking goes on to tell everybody he's selling it. Of course, he's selling copies of it. Like, I swear to God, there's something so fucking slimy about.
I mean, my thought would be like why not do like a charity where you give to like world charities and like you auction it off to like someone, you know, or I don't know. I agree with you on that, though.
Well, he don't do anything for free. He won't even go speak at a fucking church for free. He ain't donating shit. Duck said, I said earlier, Snuff should keep his mouth shut because he may bump into the wrong person and doesn't look like he could get down like that. I don't think Snuff, you know Snuff, right? He has no street background, right?
He's he's what I would call a bon vivant. He knows everybody. He's not a guy that gets into scraps with people. He's not that kind of guy.
Yeah.
Very gentleman-like. He's a nice guy. Always has been. But yeah,
What'd you say he's called, or what?
He's a bon vivant. A bon vivant is like a guy that everybody knows in the neighborhood. Like he's very.
I've never heard that in my life.
Never heard bon vivant? Yeah. He's very. He knows everyone down there. He's Mr. South Philly. So I think we'll be okay.
I gotcha.
What is this? What was he saying again? He's still at it, Dominic?
Yeah, what's he saying, Joe? Come on, give us some good shit so Jeff can respond to it. God damn it. I know how to entertain people. Tell us some stuff.
Yeah, I need to know what's going on there because I haven't heard about that.
Joe says Sicali used to claim to be a rapper or involved with some rappers, supposedly. He probably was involved with some rappers. A lot of those guys were. Joe, you know why Sicali was talking about Nadu? Because Nadu is way better at being a content creator and probably 10 times the man Sicali is. Well, I don't know Dominic Sicali as to what kind of man he is, but Jeff is definitely a better content creator because, I mean, it's different. What Jeff does versus what like Dominic does, it's like Jeff versus me. Like I come on here and I talk and I just try to entertain people.
We're
Jeff
different.
Jeff puts a whole presentation together. I've said before that I can't do what Jeff does. You know, I don't think I don't even have the patience, you know, even if I could. And that's like Dominic. Dominic doesn't, you know, Dominic, and just like with a lot of the mob guys, they don't have to do any of that work. Like Jeff works his balls off on his content. Dominic can just come on and tell the stories.
I thought Dom was way out of line with this whole thing. All I asked him was to not use my content. That was it. He made it a big thing and calling me, you know, this and that, you know, calling me dumb name. And you know why I did it too? He's mad at Pagan, and he wanted to try to get at Pagan through me.
I know he doesn't like that dude.
No, he does. He just got slighted by him. Now he hates him all of a sudden.
Yeah. Well, hold on. What is this? Dragon 1982 FPS. Why is Harry showing a video with you and the word Ripper under you? Did I miss something or am I reading it wrong? Are you talking about Chicago? I don't fucking know. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe Chicago turned on me. I don't know. I didn't know that was happening. Anyway, oh, he's not. Oh, yeah. Why'd you say that, Dragon? I don't know. I don't understand. Anyway, so you don't know about Dominic talking about you recently? Just the shit that went on after the interview?
Yeah, he like disappeared. I hadn't seen him in a while, but I guess he has a new co-host now, and he's just like someone told me today that he was doing shows. I guess he called out Scott Bernstein or something. I don't know what he said about me though.
Wait, he was doing something with who?
He has some new co-host, and I guess supposedly Scott or Dominic called out Scott Bernstein in the show or something.
Oh, he did. Tell me about that. What's going on with Scott again? Oh, well, you might not want to. I don't know.
I don't mind. No, I listen. I've said to Scott my feelings on it. I think he's wrong in all of it. But he basically is saying that he has a source that's telling him that the Genovese crime family are very upset about Joey Berlino's podcast, and that they're having high-level meetings on the street and in prison to try to get him to stop doing it. And the family's going to certain guys in Philly that he's close to and trying to get them to intervene on it. And just, you know.
See, I don't believe that, but I will say, I mean, isn't Scott Bernstein? Well, I always thought Scott Bernstein was pretty credible, isn't he?
Sure. I mean, I'm not saying he's not credible. I mean, he wrote Mafia Prince. I mean, again, he may have someone telling him this. I don't buy it. And I've said before, even let's say it were true. Who the fuck are they to tell Joey to do anything? You know, but I don't buy it.
What would Joey even be afraid of at this point? What are they going to do to him? They're going to kill a guy who's under constant fucking surveillance.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it's like why John Gotti didn't get killed. He was on camera 24 fucking hours a day. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, I heard, and I'll tell you, I heard Jeff Canarsie made a good point about this, and he said, "What if that were happening? We wouldn't know about it, right? Like, what do you think? They're going to be out on Rockefeller Center having the meeting in front of everybody? Like, it's going to be super secret. It's going to be behind the scenes. Like, I don't know. It's just, I don't buy it.
Yeah. Me neither.
Oh,
I just don't believe that. I don't believe they're getting involved in anything. Like I said, what say do they have in anything anyway?
Joe says he called Jeff a Wikipedia reporter. I'm not sure how recent that was, but he's basically calling. Oh, I think it was a while ago he did that.
Oh, Jason Mikesell, the answer to your question, if I would have lived in Benson, I guarantee it. And the simple reason is because I always gravitated towards bad guys, and they always gravitated towards me, really bad guys. So there's no question I would have been involved, and I'd probably be dead now because I got a big fucking mouth. He asked me if I grew up in Bensonhurst, I think I would have been involved in some way. I can almost guarantee it.
I feel like if you're an Italian male at one point in Bensonhurst, you'd be considered an associate, maybe.
If what?
I feel like you'd be considered an associate during a certain period of time at any level, really, right? I mean, if you were in the 80s in Bensonhurst and you owned a coffee shop and gangsters came there, they'd call you an associate.
Yeah, you probably got a point. Yeah. Oh yeah, Jason, I agree. It was, man. It definitely was. I thought this whoever the fuck it was that said it, I thought he had some new Dominic Sicali news. I thought he was going after you again.
Yeah, I thought so too. I guess he maybe just saw an older show.
Yeah, maybe. That little thing, that back and forth between you guys. I still don't get that shit. It was fucking.
Well, again, it only came back to I contacted him privately and said, "Hey, can you not take my video? That's all I'm asking." And he went off the deep end, started like calling me names and shit. It was weird.
Yeah. I look at what well, I told you one time on the phone because I'm honest. I said to Jeff, I'm like, are you sure you didn't get smart with them when you said it? Because the way Dominic wrote it, he wrote it like
I showed you that.
Wrote it. The way he read it like Jeff said, like basically Jeff just flat out threatened him without saying anything nice or being kind in any way and just asking him, you know, calmly, hey, could you take it down? He read it like as if Jeff said, basically, listen, take my video down now, or I'm going to copyright strike you, some shit like that. Like you were just being hostile.
No, I was very nice to him about it. I was like, I'm not going to make the big deal about this. Like a lot of these creators, you just go on the internet and start talking about you. Like, I'm not going to do that. And he like started calling me a cocksucker and stuff, and just like,
yeah.
Same with Sammy. He's another one. Sammy's going up my neck now too. You know,
is he?
Yeah,
oh, you told me something about that, but I don't think we ever talked. What happened?
Well, I was doing a show about how, like, just talking about different things, and this kid comes into the chat, this guy Xavier James, and he was like, he's always like very like pro Sammy, and he was saying a bunch of shit about Mikey Scars and all that stuff. So I dropped the link for the guy, and I was just like, why do you act like this? Are you a family member of Sammy's or whatever? And I guess Sammy saw it and like started calling me out, like, you know, oh, you know, that Nate dude's a retard, all this stuff.
Then he obviously just has some problem with you because that doesn't exactly warrant.
Well, he is. Well, listen, I'll tell you why he has a problem with me. He's upset because, and I've told this story, when I interviewed him about a week after, his girl called me and she was like, hey, you know, we see you've been calling Sammy a rat. And I'm like, he is. Like, what do you mean? She's like, well, you know, in this camp, we don't talk like that. You know, if you're on the team, you're on the team. And she's like, you know, you're supposed to be supportive and all this stuff. And I'm like, I don't work for you, lady, you know? And, you know, I kind of didn't fall with the whole world with them. So now they hate me. So.
Yeah. Well, who cares? I mean, at least you get it benefits you for him to talk about you. It doesn't hurt you at all.
No.
You know what I mean? Mike DeBella, yeah, good to see you, by the way, bro. Yeah, Mike put that. If that's the photo, the one Mike gave me, yeah, it was a long time ago. He had it on here. That's a fucking awesome picture. He said his uncle gave it to him. Yeah. Yeah, I listen, bro. If Sammy the Bull started talking about me or some shit, I would enjoy the shit out of it. I'd love it. I would start going back and forth with him just to make it last as long as possible. You know what I mean? Gain a bunch of subs, donations. It'd be fantastic.
You should have seen what he did today. He had a live, and some guy asked him, "Do you ever talk to anyone in your old crew?" And he's like, "Well, most of them are dead." And I did a TikTok, and I said, "Yeah, because you killed them all." I mean, literally all his friends he killed.
Yeah, he did. He did. I fucking hate him, bro. I really do.
Like, and then he says, like, "Oh, all Nadu can do is go at other people," and it's like, wait, what? That's all you do.
Oh yeah, of course.
Live now. He doesn't do shows anymore. He just sits on his live.
I know. And he makes a fucking fortune doing it.
Yeah, he only talks to you if you pay him $400 for 30 minutes or whatever.
Well, there's got to be a reason for that. First of all, lives are easier. And Sammy, is obviously.
But he only answers questions to
smarter,
super
not
chat.
harder. Yeah. That's the main thing. Yeah, people, even somebody like Sammy, will come to the conclusion eventually, and it looks like he has that. The lives are the way to go with the donations and shit. But Sammy was making a fucking fortune just off his pre-recorded videos. But the other thing is, eventually you run out of fucking stories.
Mm-hmm.
So. This is his way of doing it now, and I'm sure he's getting paid well.
I also see what he's doing too. If you notice, like he's got all like the other informant guys. He's trying to get them all under him, essentially, like Gene and Ruggiano and all these other guys. So like he has them out to like interview them, and he like acts nice to them, and I see what he's up to.
Yeah, well, of course. That's he's I think him and Michael were both going for that, don't you?
Oh, sure. And I think he realizes, I've heard through the grapevine he's attempted to contact every informant and try to get them on his side, but then he finds that some aren't going to play ball with him, and then he starts talking shit on them.
Yeah, definitely. See what Duck says here?
Well, the theory is 5 families. Yeah, but there is no business going. That was something that was said back in the 90s under John Sr.
Yeah, I mean, it's what I was saying last night. I mean, what is there to stop at this point?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't even know. I don't even understand how active they could be, Philly. You know what I mean? Like, I don't.
Listen, I think a lot of those guys are just trying to stay out of the can, They got some businesses going on. I don't know. Maybe some of them are running book or something. I don't know. It's none of my business. That said, everybody does that, Down there is a lot different than other places. I think they're just trying to stay out of jail. They all have Italian last names, and they're always going to be under scrutiny. But do I think they're out like ordering things and stuff? No, I don't.
Nah, I think all the violence is done, bro. I really do, man. They just got to go. I remember I watched the thing years ago, and it talked about how the mafia, is just going to have to change with the times, and they were involved in stock shit, internet shit, all types of fucking stuff. They're going to figure out ways to make money, but there's always going to be bookmaking and drug dealing and shit like that they can do. You know what I mean? That's the only street shit that's going to be left. They're not going to ever have the same control over unions or even their extortion powers have been limited because nobody's fucking scared of them anymore. Exactly. You know what I mean? Seriously. I think it's going to wind up being all drugs, to be honest with you. But as far as like the bookmaking, they're even taking that away. Now, people will always prefer bookies because for tax reasons, but that's a lot of the reason they legalize gambling is to take that power away from organized crime and shit. You know what I mean? Is that like me, I can drive 10 minutes away, and you're only probably how far are you from Hollywood, York?
20 minutes.
Yeah, so you know what I mean. There's a casino right there with a Barstool.
Not for nothing. So. All those places like Hollywood, York, or any of these brick and mortar casinos, all you have to do is download the app. I have 4 or 5 apps on my phone right now. If I want to bet
on anything from the app, so you don't even got to go there, right?
No, you don't have to go. I can bet horses right from my app. I can bet anything right from my app. I can play poker on my app. I do anything.
I don't like
You don't need them.
Like I can't. I don't like that all the time gambling stuff. It's not for me. Like, you're different. You have a knowledge.
Right.
You have an upper hand. But the sports betting I would, or the horse betting I would do from my phone. You know what I mean? And maybe a sports bet here and there in a fight or something. But
yep. Yeah, it's hard for them now, and I think a lot of them are in legit business, and they're just trying to stay out of jail.
yeah.
And getting into drugs would be hard. I mean, there's so many other players that are much bigger. I mean, where do you even start? And I'll tell you what, problem with the drug game is that brings the long sentences. And a lot of those guys are old. A 20-year sentence could mean the end of the road,
Yeah, but what's left where they're going to make that kind of money? And let's be honest, whether they're, no matter how active they are, these guys have ties to other countries and shit where they can get, you know what I mean? Whatever quantity they want and whatever purity they fucking want. So I think that's why the mafia will always be a big player in the drug game on a large scale.
I still think they're making money from bookmaking. I mean, as DeBella says,
Oh, yeah.
You can a book will give you 5,000 in credit, right? And you don't have to put anything up. If I go to Hollywood, New York, I got to put up $500.
Yeah. It's much safer that way, though.
Right. And remember as well, so I hit a big horse bet a couple of weeks ago. Before I even got paid, Chris, they took the taxes out. If I hit for 500 with Joe down the street, they're not.
That's how a lot of people don't realize that they do that. I've been around people that have won, tens of thousands of dollars at off-track betting and shit, and they fucking they take that. You don't walk away with all that shit.
No. And now they
even in like Hollywood, York, and casinos in general. Like, I don't know about every state, but here it's $2,500. If you get a hand pay of $2,500 or more, you got to give ID and fucking you got to sign all the tax forms and all that shit right on the spot.
Buddy, I went to Hollywood, York last week. I hit for it was like a little over 1,000 on a sports bet. They made me show ID, and I said,
"Really?"
Yeah, I said, "Why am I showing ID?" He says, "That's the rules." I said, "Why? So you're gonna send me a tax thing at the end of the year?" Yeah, it's over 1,000 now in some instances. It's bullshit.
Wow.
So I think a lot of these
that must be new, because we won Shanna on the way out of Hollywood, York one night. We were leaving, and she put fucking $10 in a machine and won $1,200. And
I think it's only with
the lady next to her, huh?
It's only with sports bets, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't think it's like that with a machine or anything.
A table game or something.
Correct. I think it's 10,000, I believe, for that.
Let me ask you. You don't have to say what you won, or what was the tax rate you were. What tax percentage were you?
So
did you have to?
The original amount was 23.5. I ended up getting 17.6.
Wow. Well, that's actually not that bad, I guess,
But it's like I didn't even see it. Like, a lot of the time, like, they just took it right out completely, immediately. And at the end of the year, like, I can claim it, I guess. But
Jesus. Common sense says it depends on what game you are playing. Slot machines are a different threshold than table games. And poker is different than all of those. Slots here is 1,200. PA tax. Poker has to be over 5K. Oh, okay. Mike DeBella, it's the full circle of life in the life. They let you bet because they know you're going to lose, and then borrow from them to pay the bookie, then pay vig. Yeah, of course, it all feeds each other. Every little racket feeds you. Yeah.
Let me ask you though, like, and this is what I don't understand. So that horse bet I hit, okay, that was my work. I put the bet in. I did the research. Why did they get 6,000? What the hell did they do?
Well, that's it's America, buddy.
I saw a kid on TikTok. It was a pretty good TikTok, actually. And he was talking about how he had to pay I think 12,000 into the government. He was saying, like, well, I should just write this check to that country, shouldn't I? Because that's where all the money's going, And I think that's a lot of people's problems right now is like, where the hell is this money going?
Yeah. Well, I remember one of the factories I worked at, we used to always get bonuses. And not just like Christmas bonuses, but periodic bonuses, every now and then. And what else? What was the other thing? I forget, but like our regular pay was taxed at whatever it is, 30%, whatever the fuck it is, whatever, I don't know. But the bonuses would actually be taxed at 50% because they were considered like a gift. You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
It was nuts, bro. It was bullshit. It really was.
I've always said that as well.
Yeah, 36%. There you go. You have to pay 30 to 35% on gambling. It's considered a bonus tax rate. And then Mike says 36.
What a joke.
Okay, so what?
Just the whole thought of it. It's fucking stupid.
That's bullshit, man. Jason Mike said, I have friends who sport bet with the mob run books, made a killing, got too big with the bets, got in trouble, then couldn't cover the VIG. Yeah, I believe it. It's probably a common thing. Common sense, all monies made at a casino once they hit that tax threshold are considered bonuses on income earned. So you pay the max most places 30 to 35% considered a bonus in the income tax. Yeah, there you go. The Philly family is sanctioned by NYC families. They can choose not to recognize the entire family.
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean, not anymore. I mean, they don't give a fuck anymore.
Right.
Huh?
They're completely separate.
Yeah, they are now. I mean, it's not like back in the day when we were there with the Genovese family or anything like that. They're just
or like Andrew Bruno and Vito Genovese were close, It's not like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's at this point, I think for a long time now, I would say they were separate, right? Since Joey took over.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, even under Nikki, they weren't run by New York. Nikki ran the family.
Yeah. And what but New York put Stanfa in.
See, I've always questioned that. I want to say he just kind of assumed power because there was no one else. Who are they going to put in control? I mean, who was them?
I don't know, but I was always told, and I read and stuff, that New York put Stanfa in power, and so Joey was basically taken on. Well, he would have gotten killed if it wasn't for the fact that there was so much going on in New York.
Can we agree then that, like, since let's say 2000, right? Like they haven't like meddled in like Philly business, I guess.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, even whether I'm wrong or right or you're wrong or right, yeah, there's no question that for at least the last couple of decades.
Now, again, I'm not saying this guy's the end-all authority, but Borello said that he heard that, and actually Mikey Scar said this as well, that in John Gotti's era, they wouldn't recognize Philadelphia.
Really?
Yeah.
It's possible. I don't know. But like as for now, like if they don't recognize them now, so what? You know what I mean? Like it's not the same. What are they going to lose a seat on the commission? There is no commission anymore, right? There's nothing.
Exactly.
Am I wrong, Jeff? Is there a commission?
No, you're not wrong. I mean, and also ask yourself this: there's a family in one of the 5 families where allegedly the boss ordered 3 of his people to storm a funeral and attack people.
Yes. Yeah.
So you didn't do anything about that. Okay. There's another family that starts with a G where in September of last year, a capo in the family who's very close to the boss beat up a citizen in a parking lot because he kicked him out of his bar. He also beat up his wife. Jesus. They did not, and they did nothing about that either. Now they're all of a sudden going to do something about this.
Yeah, they don't. It's just not what it was, I think a lot of people still see it that way. Like they apply the old rules to the new age mafia, I guess you could say, and those rules just don't apply anymore. And they don't apply anymore. I mean, like I said, man, when you see like A-Light walking around Little Italy, Jimmy's walking around Bensonhurst, huh?
I've made that case.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
something you got to handle, you know, if you're going to be a group that people are scared of, you know, and not for nothing. I mean, I will say there's a certain facet of people that watch these videos that have this romanticism of these guys, like all we have to make the mafia still alive. It's never going to end. It's never going to be dead. And it's like, give it up already, you know?
People want it to live on, you know, but
Yeah.
it's just like anything else. Everything comes to an end. And, you know, they've been losing power for, what would you say? I'd say 25 years at least, right? They've been losing power more and more and more
Oh, sure. And
to the
Asher,
point where I don't think there's any left.
if you have a totem pole of the criminal organizations in New York, where do you think the mafia is on that? I mean, it's low. It's probably the lowest. And they have no clout.
No, they don't.
I mean, think about a mobster walking
Bro,
up
look,
to
Alpo got killed. I mean, I know he didn't get killed for being a rat, but I mean, you know, these other guys, well, I guess that's not a good case to make because he didn't, but the street gangs are doing more damage and violence than the fucking mafia is. You know, there's pretty much every criminal organization from street gangs to other, you know, organized crime like Russians and every fucking thing else. You know, they're doing more than the Italian mafia is. They're just not doing anything anymore. The Italian American mafia.
I mean, I've said on my show, I mean, think about you being like, you know, in one of these neighborhoods, you know, whether it's a black street gang or Spanish or something, and some old Italian guy walks up and says, "Hey, you know, start paying us an extortion." I mean, get the hell out of here, old man. You know, what are you doing here? You know,
Exactly.
Nobody's worried about them guys.
Hey, who the fuck are you talking to? You pay me.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, no. Fuck off.
Yeah, it's crazy. And you think about the old timers, man, how they must feel about it, because it's like your whole life you're feared, and just the very sight of you, you know, instills, you know, people instills fear in people. They're terrified, they're intimidated. You can get whatever you want just for the asking, you know, you could take whatever you want. And now it's like you know, imagine if you're an old timer who's been involved or a made guy for fucking 40 years, 50 years, and now you gotta face the facts that the whole thing is just dead.
Well, that's why, like, I know people don't agree sometimes with me, but that's why I think like the last 30 minutes of The Irishman is so good, because like Frank Sheeran realizes like all the shit he did, all the powerful people he was around. He goes into the room with the nurse and she doesn't even know who Jimmy Hoffa is. And I feel like he realizes, like, damn, look at all the shit I did. My family hates me. I'm gonna die alone. All my friends are dead, and no one knows who the fuck I am. You know?
Yeah,
I think you're 100% right.
It's exactly how it
Look,
is.
guys like
man.
Kevin Taylor. I mean, this guy is one of these mob guys. He's like, this guy still believes the mob's like super powerful. It's like, come here, give me a break, Kevin. Come on.
Yeah, well, listen, what are you gonna do to get the donations up, Jeff? Because I can't do it on my own. Last time it took Canarsie and the Chicago Muscle. What are you gonna do for us?
I'm gonna start. I don't know. What should I do?
I don't know. We got to make it happen, though. Sammy talks about going to see Nikki all the time. Nikki who?
Scarfo. Yeah,
back then. I'm like, Nikki's been dead since 2017.
Well, he probably does still say that he sees him now. He doesn't even know.
I thought Mike lost his fucking marbles. I'm like, what do you mean? Yeah, back in the day. Yeah. And of course, Sammy fucking, you know, the Johnny Keys Simone and all thing and all that shit. I don't know if I would, you know, if I would believe that in the Gotti days, Philly wasn't recognized. I don't even know how that would be possible. But listen, I'm going to tell you this, man. Every time I talk about this on my show, about the mob being dead and all that, I talk to, and I'm sure you have too, Jeff, because, you know, I'm sure you can imagine people get a hold of me too. And I've spoken to several people who I know for a fact are, you know, they're in the know. They know what they're talking about. You know what I mean? And they all say the same thing to me. Nothing is dead. You might think it's dead. It's far from dead.
Look, I'm not saying it's not dead, but is it powerful or have clout? No. Like, of course it's not dead, but I I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
what if you have 300 members in all 5 families at this point? I mean, 260 are over the age of 65. I mean, in 20 years, you're gonna have a real problem.
Yeah. But see, the thing is though, do you agree that if and it'll never be back to what it was. So don't think I'm saying that.
Sure.
But if for all the people who think that the FBI isn't concerned with the mafia anymore, first of all, you're fucking nuts. But do you agree with me when I say that one of the reasons they are still and always will be watching those guys, they'll all the mob guys in America, or at least certain families, will be under a microscope simply because if they take their eyes off them for too long, they will start to regain power.
I'm just not sure what power that like doing what? Like there's as you said
Well,
earlier,
I mean,
like
if they do get to the point where they're not under such FBI
yeah,
scrutiny and they can start committing, violence and all types of other shit to regain control of certain things, um, I don't know. I think if they are able to do that again, they will be able to regain some control
yeah.
over certain rackets, maybe even a little bit of union control and stuff like that. I think.
I guess it's possible for sure. I think though you made a point earlier that the rackets they were involved in are just very difficult to be in now. It's I mean, ask yourself this. Let's say you borrowed a lot of money, right? And you decided you couldn't pay it back. Just call the feds. Hey, I'm being threatened.
Oh yeah. Well, that's the thing now. That's why even if they walk into a store and they're like, "You're going to give us X amount a week," and they're going to say, "No, I'm not," and then or they'll say, "Yeah, you come back Friday. I'll give you my first payment." Then they're going to call the fucking feds.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
100%. And that's the problem.
Yeah.
You go up and you lose 2, 3, 400,000 from a mob bookmaker. Well, they're coming after you. Just call the feds.
Yeah.
That's
why they don't have that power anymore. It's not like back in the day where you wouldn't dare to call the feds, or if God forbid you did, you'd fucking disappear.
Sure.
Now it's like, what are they gonna do? Now they just got to be like, oh fuck, he called the feds.
I'm screwed. I don't have any more money.
Yeah, I mean, let me ask you this, Joey. Well, maybe I think you're one of the believers that he left a life.
I am, yeah.
You are. You really think he left a life?
Well, listen, I think he left I do. I don't think he makes decisions. I think he has friends, and they've been his friends since he was a kid, and I'm sure he's not going to turn away an envelope if they give them to him. But do I think he's making decisions? No, I don't. I don't think he has been since probably 2017, 2018, maybe.
But you think he's still getting paid, like as if he's the boss? They're still kicking up to him and shit?
Listen, I mean, as I would say, it's not illegal to get money from your friends,
It kind of is.
Is it? If I give you $500 a week, is that illegal?
If you're a member of organized crime, they'll figure out a way for it to be illegal. Or even if you're, it depends. It could be seen all different ways. If you're a major drug dealer, it could be seen as a, listen. I know a guy who got 30 fucking years, or 35. I'm sorry, 35 years. I know this guy personally. I've spent a lot of time around him, okay, because he wound up getting out early. I told the story on here before. He wound up flipping while he was in federal prison. But this guy got convicted of money laundering because he put a lot of money into a rap video.
I guess it really depends and you made a good point. I think it depends what kind of person you are. A guy could be driving down the road and he has 100,000. And maybe he has a conviction for like you said, drug dealing, and it's me, and I'm driving down the street, and I have no convictions. I can just say, "Well, I went into a casino," and it's believed. It's a good point.
Yeah, what if let's just say they put Joey on trial again, right? And they say to Joey, "Where are you getting your income?" And he says, "Oh, it's not illegal to get money from my friends. They're giving me money. Well, what for? Why would they be doing that? Like, for instance, me and you are friends, Jeff. You do not kick up to me every week, although you should. You see what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, I've never been in any situation in my life, even being surrounded by criminals, where my friends were just handing me envelopes. It happens in the mob because that's tradition. You kick up to the boss. So that, that question would be there. Well, if you're not the boss, what are they giving you envelopes for every week?
Listen, the age-old question with him is, and I've always asked this: how does he make a living? And that's, I'm sure that's what they want to, figure out as well. I think they've moved on to new business personally. I just don't think the government cares that much anymore. At some point you have to say, what are we doing here? We're not ever going to get this guy in anything big. We got to move on to bigger business.
Yeah, but in the words of Armand DeSanti in Gotti 96, the feds are a machine. They don't run out of money or time.
True.
You know what I mean? Like, I think they'll always have. Is it like it was in the 80s? Even the 70s, even the 90s? No, but I think there will always be a dedicated organized crime unit, which is probably fairly large within the FBI, that it's their only job to watch any type of LCN activity. You know what I mean? But I agree that it's nowhere near. I mean, they have other things, terrorism and all types of shit they have to move on to, and they probably did a long time ago. But I think there will always be, just like within every police department, there's going to be a drug task force whose only job is to catch drug dealers. I think there'll always be an organized crime task force.
I mean, take this what you want. I've heard that it is a common thought in that Philly OC office that we're not going to put any more cases unless it's something big, and there are none. Unless they get someone to talk about unsolved murders, what are you going to keep nickel and diming people for 2-3 years? I mean, it's a waste of time. I mean,
not everybody. I could see that being true, but like, for instance, we saw with Peter Pantuccio and every fucking thing else. Joey, they want Joey bad. They're always going to want Joey no matter what, because he's the one that slipped away. You know what I mean? The motherfucker is from that era technically, and he served a total in his life of what? I forget his life. Just since the case in 99 or whatever. What did he do? He didn't even do, he got sentenced to 14. He didn't do the whole 14. He's gone back a couple of times since, but they haven't been able to put him away for life yet. So I think if you're too close to Joey, or if you're Joey, they will put all types of time and effort into you. But I understand what you're saying. Just the average mob guy walking the street? No, because they're not doing anything. Like you said, no, they're not going to make bullshit cases on them, because that cheapens any type of serious case they might, come across later. But I think Joey, bro, the first time my mom told me, there's no bullshit, because my mom grew up in Brooklyn and stuff, and she grew up around my dad and his family, and she, my mom has more mob knowledge than the average fucking person. And she said to me a few years ago, whenever it was, she said, there's some kid hanging around Joey Merlino. It was in the paper or something. And as soon as I saw that kid, I said, oh, he's fucked. He's finished. Peter Tuccio is finished. And look what happened. 10 years for a bullshit arson case.
Yeah, I think in a lot of I'm sure they probably tried to get him to say something, but I guess the one thing about the kid, I mean, a lot of people try to clown on him, which I get, but it's like the kid did decide, I'm just going to deal with it,
Well, yeah, there's no doubt he took it. I mean, he's a young man. 10 years when you do 8.5, whatever, big deal. But what was I going to say? This is.
Sorry.
The Philly has always done. What did you say?
I was just gonna say Panisi's put out some good content on Tuccio and talked about the kind of guy he was. Yeah, he basically said the guy, if a street lamp was a made guy, he'd try to talk to it. He's dead set on being in that world. So.
No doubt. But here's the thing. And I know he was already connected and shit, but for Joey Merlino to just pick this guy up and make him part of his inner circle. This is an example of the goofy shit Philly has always done that none of these other families have ever done. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about. Philly has done a lot of goofy shit. You know, you make a fucking a cop. You know what I mean? You make a fucking ex-cop a made guy. You know, shit like that. And there's a whole list of things. You know my fucking memory. That they've done that's just plain goofy that other families wouldn't do. John Veazey. John Veazey would have never been made in any family but the Philly family. I assure you. Don't you agree?
Well, Stanford made a lot of people, or tried to make a lot of people that probably, you know, Previty was a cop. You know, Veazey
Yeah, that's
wasn't
what I'm
even
talking
fully
about.
Italian.
Previty. Veazey, yeah, not just that, but Veazey was a madman. I mean, I know that they use guys like that, but they don't usually make them. He was a fucking psychopath, and he was a junkie. He was known as being a junkie. John Veazey. He's a walking fucking it's like you when you make John Veazey, you might as well put a sign around your neck that says "Put me away for life," because it's
Well,
only a matter of time till this guy tells on me.
Well, Stanford literally brought him in just because he heard he was like he would do stuff like, and he
Yeah.
needed hitters. You know, so he's like, "Hey, come work," and didn't he say like they never even paid me? I never got anything for it.
Yeah, they promised him money. I think they promised him what? I think it was $350 to shoot Joey Molino and Ciancaglini, and I don't even think he got that. You know what I mean? He was that nuts though that he would take a hit for $350 fucking dollars. He was what? He was working at a construction site with where Veazey's brother or Stanford's brother owned or something, right? Working for a business that construction business, something like that. And he heard that this guy was a tough kid, and he brings him in and he makes him. I mean, and in no time, how long from when Veazey became an associate, and how long was it until he got made? It was not long.
I mean, if he got made, it wasn't long. I mean, it was probably a year or two.
Oh, you don't believe he got made?
I guess under Stanford, who the hell knows? I mean, he'd probably make like a Chinese guy, I feel like. But
that's what I'm saying. He made Veazey. He made a fucking ex-cop, Ron Previty, who you know, Ron Previty's another one. You know, I mean,
Previty was
just beyond the fact. Yeah, I mean, and just beyond the fact that that Ron Previty was an ex-cop. I mean, or along with it, there's other reasons why you wouldn't make a guy like Ron Previty. Like Philly just does goofy shit, and Joey Molino is carrying on the tradition because you just bring this kid around you. Now, it hasn't backfired on him yet, but that's not something you would ever see a boss do. You know what I mean? In my opinion, I don't know. I know the kid was already connected and all that shit. I know that, but in my opinion, you might disagree, but
I mean,
just
from what I heard, the kid was around he was around a lot of people. Like he was trying to move around in any circle that would have him, you know. But I will say Panisi did some good work on him. Like he had some good stuff, good stories about him, and you know, because his uncles connect. His uncle's a made guy. Tuccio, you know. But it's funny. I had a girl reach out to me on TikTok, and she told me, "I know this guy Peter. I dated him." She's like, "He's the ultimate jerk off," and it's like, it's what I've heard.
Yeah, it's what I heard too. Leon, $5. This is great mob talk. It's doggone great. Roof, Leon, thank you very much for the $5. Leon is a dog, Jeff, in case you weren't aware.
Oh, cool.
He's Tony Pizza's dog. Oh, yeah, they can now. It's 2024, man. Don't discriminate. Dogs can do anything else humans can.
I don't know if you've ever seen, there's an account on Instagram. It's called A Guy in a Golden. Have you ever seen that?
No.
It is one
I'm assuming it's a guy in a golden retriever.
Yeah, and he has this golden retriever do like the most insane thing. It's super cool. I've never seen nothing like that. I'm not a dog guy, but I find that to be pretty cool. But Chris, I'm gonna jump off, my friend. Good to hear from you. Feel better, man. All right.
Thanks, bro. I'm gonna try.
Yeah, take it easy.
All right, talk to you soon. Damn, you didn't even let me fucking say bye. God damn it, Jeff. What the fuck? Rude. Holy shit. Mike DeBella said he makes royalties. Joey gets royalties. Oh, Dave, I'm telling you, I am. You know, like last night when I came on here overtime, I laugh a little bit. I talk to you guys. I don't know if it's getting my mind off it. I feel a little bit better. But last night, as soon as the show was over, it hit me again so fucking hard. I know it's going to happen again tonight. I know it is. It's that fucking pressure in my head and the dizziness, like I'm fucking everything spinning in circles, and it makes me nauseous. And some other things, but mainly that. It's the pressure in my head that's killing me. Oh, and of course, I'm having severe trouble breathing, which is not a good sign for me, you know? That's why Shanna, she saw the way I was breathing earlier. She wanted me to go to the fucking hospital. My boy is doing 20 right now for giving someone a phone number, knowing that they were both high-level dealers, hit with conspiracy to traffic narcotics. Oh, yeah, bro. I knew of a dude who got a ride from somebody. He did. I know he did not know what was going on. Okay. The guy stops at like a Crown Chicken or something on George Street in the city. He takes a little bag with him. He goes inside. He comes back out. He gets back in the car. The guy delivered a brick to somebody, and it was a setup. And the dude I knew who just got a fucking ride with him got conspiracy. And I believe it was the same thing, bro. I believe he got 20 years or something like that, because he had a background himself with all types of fucking priors and shit. It's fucking insane. Like, you can't. I have a lot of stories. I'll just say that. Certain ones I can't tell on here, but it's nuts, man. You got to be very, very careful. Very careful. If your friends are part of a criminal conspiracy and they're giving you proceeds from criminal activity, you're is involved as far as the FBI is concerned. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, there's no way around it. You know what I mean? And like I said, they put you on the stand someday. They're going to say in front of a jury, so you've been living off of your friends. They're giving you money every week, which is, you know, hilarious, because that's literally what a boss is. You know, your group of friends who just all happen to be in the mafia, the same family that you at the very least were at one time the boss of. They just kick up to you every week, or every month. Why do they do that? They just like you? Just because you guys were close for so long? Get the fuck out of here. Because you're the boss, you know? And I don't even think Joey has a legitimate form of income. I don't know, but oh no, man, it's absurd. Dave, $10 super sticker. Thank you, Dave. I appreciate everyone extra for donating tonight. I'm way behind, guys. I need to catch up. Way behind. I didn't get no more cash, but it's all right. My boys Antonino and Steve Blair took care of me. I'm gonna read through some more comments. You can't get money from a known member of OC. I got from my friend there. Nice. And giving me money for being a good friend. That's a RICO conspiracy. Yeah, that exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. If he gets money from a friend weekly, it has to be reported as income. That's another thing. If you even receive $600 or fucking more from any source in a year, anything over $600, you have to claim it as income. You know what I'm saying? So that's why you get a license to make loans. FBS, I'll send you a cash app. I got a new phone. Need to set it up. Oh, thank you, bro. I'd appreciate it, man. You don't have to, but I appreciate that very, very much. I could use it. Times are tough, and I'm going to die. Oh, I didn't see this. Bobby Ribery on $5. Is that new? Did you just send that? Thank you, bro. Yes, it is new. 9:52. Damn, it's only 9:52? I feel like it's 4 in the fucking morning. Mafia is alive and well on YouTube. Yes, Kevin Taylor. It certainly is. They're all on here now. What do you think? Do you think there's ever going to be like they're ever going to get together as a group, all the Mafia YouTubers, and get something going? Usually when they try to go at you for conspiracy, they have enough for lower charges, but the feds are like Babe Ruth, always swinging for the fences. Yeah. They got to be stupid to give loans these days. What's up, Michael McDonald? I hope everything's going well, man. I worry about you. I know you're going through a tough time, man. That's why I don't bother you when I don't see you around much. Law enforcement At the federal level, if they charge you with a high offense, they have enough evidence to nail you with lower ones, but they always go for the highest. Yeah, of course. And they got a 97% conviction rate or some shit. Usually you're fucked if you got a federal case. You are fucked, without a doubt. Mike DeBell, like let's just say you were a fruit in Rhode Island and you get caught with, I don't know, 5 guns, a bulletproof vest, an assortment of knives and daggers, drugs, and brass knuckles. You're going to go to federal prison. There's no question about it. Unless you're a specific fruit in Rhode Island. And then it just vanishes. Just thought I'd get that off my chest. Mike DeBella, you don't think the feds want to see who comes out of the woods and try and make Joey stop? Yeah, I mean, yeah. They're always gonna be watching these guys. Always. Arson is a BS case. Kevin Taylor, yes. When you listen, I was investigated for 2 arsons. 2, okay, within a 3-year period. And what I was accused of was setting a car on fire, a car with nobody in it, 2, of course, but on each occasion, 1 car. Okay. That's what I was accused of. Okay. I'm not in the mafia or nothing else. Okay. I'm not in anything. I never was. I was just a random guy. Okay. You're talking about Peter Pantuccio, who was heavily connected, right? It's a bullshit case. He lit a fucking car on fire. It's just a car. It was an empty car. There was nobody in it. Yeah, relatively speaking, it's a bullshit case. And to get 10 years in the feds for it? That's insane. That's insane. So, in my opinion, it's a bullshit case. Yeah. If you were to burn a house down with people in it, then no, that arson is not a bullshit case. But you torch a car. I mean, how many people have torched cars? It's not that uncommon, believe it or not. Arson is one of the worst crimes to be convicted of. There's no good time and no chance of parole. You cannot go to a halfway house with arson on your record, and sentences are longer no matter what. What do you mean there's no good time and no chance of parole? And you can't go to a halfway house? That's not true. At least not in Pennsylvania, it's not. I mean, it might be where you are common, but that's not true. It's a bad crime to be convicted of. But again, there's different types of arson. Like the ones I was being investigated for were called arson of an unoccupied structure or something like that. There's different levels, just like with murder, just like with anything, just like with assault, just like with robbery. And that's the lowest level, arson of an unoccupied structure. And I was, according to the attorney I had and the various police departments, I was looking at a split sentence in state prison, which means that I would have eventually gotten parole, and I would have had to, the way they do it in Pennsylvania, I would have had to go to a halfway house for a year before I was released back on the street. So I don't know. You might be right. Maybe, I don't know. Not in PA, though. I could just say that. Philly was the mob that couldn't shoot straight. Exactly. They were always goofy. That's what I'm saying. Even at their height, at the most dangerous, they were a little goofy. Well, maybe not at their height, but you know what I'm saying. No, Common, absolutely not. Never would have happened. John Vesey was known on the street as a fucking junkie. He was known as just a street kid who was into all types of fucking drugs and always getting in fights and shit. And he just happened to be extremely tough. You know what I mean? He was he was a tough guy, no doubt. He would have never been made in New York. A lot of shit would have never happened in New York. Previty certainly would have never gotten made. If Previty came near a New York family, he would have disappeared. His fat body would have been chopped up into 18 fucking pieces, and each piece would be buried separately in different locations. You know what I'm saying? There's no fucking way. Jeezy, if Easy coined the term, why go to the pen when you could send a friend? So what they expect? He did. He did. I remember when he said it. Why go to the pen when you could send a friend? Yeah. That's what he said. Common. I love that shit. Yeah, it wasn't even a year. That's what I was going to say. I thought it was a year. So it wasn't even a year he got made after the Baldino hit. Here you go. Yeah, Stanford made him. A lot of people like to argue VZ wasn't made because of his heritage and stuff. I don't think I've ever read or heard anybody from that family or from that life say that he wasn't made. I think it's just a theory people don't believe because he wasn't full Italian. I think he was only Italian on his mother's side or something, right? You know, people don't believe he got made, but I believe it's a historical fact. Fact VZ got made is bizarre and probably one of the dumbest decisions Stanford made. And I thought it was surprising knowing Stanford was an old school zip. Yeah. And Previty. Insane. Stupid. He wasn't going to be a long-lived boss. You know, he wasn't going to have a long run. There's no question about it. No question. Plus the war. I mean, Merlino and his guys were fucking them up. They were. Dave, I believe mob guys today mainly deal in drugs, pills, coke, and heroin. Me too. It's exactly what I believe. Tuccio's father is also a cop, and for those who don't know, Peter Tuccio tried becoming a cop and got denied, so the fact he got made is fucking stupid and would never happen in New York. That's my Tuccio. What do you mean? Peter Pan got made? I heard a rumor, but that's not a fact. I don't think. What I heard, I heard somebody say he was made, but what I've been hearing lately is that he's set to get made as soon as he gets out. But I don't know, bro. Thank you, Kevin. Oh, Kevin Taylor, you're definitely, this is fish, right? Anybody else who appreciates it, feel free to donate, please. I'm dying over here. Oh, shit. Oh, my God. SL Gordon 3, bro. I saw you said you were going to send me a Venmo. You didn't have to do that. Holy fuck. Cheers, my friend. $50. Thank you, bro. That brightens my night. Thank you, sir. All of you guys. Fantastic. I believe that. Common sense, he had the restaurant in Florida before last bid and COVID hit. I'm sure he made good money off. Yeah, I think so. Plus, I think a lot of people at that time, the people he was around, and well, ever since he got out really and was in Florida, I think he was getting a lot of money thrown at him by business people and all types of others. The condo he lived in, $400,000, that didn't belong to him. The fucking $500,000 Rolls Royce he was driving around, that didn't belong to him. So anything that happens to Joey will always be considered mob related for the rest of his life. Anything. If he wasn't filing taxes and showing an income, he would be in prison if the feds can prove it. Yeah, but what's he doing though? I mean, what income does he have? I don't know, bro. It's just it's different in PA. At least in PA, it's different. Here, it's treated like anything else. Although, quick story, and I probably told this before, just like every other story I ever told. A friend of mine, Mark, this guy went to state prison for. He got 2 flat for I believe it was 4 DUIs. Not a split sentence. He had to do every day of the 2. But then he had to spend a year in a halfway house when he got out. He was in a halfway house in Reading with a guy who, well, I'll just tell you the story. One day, this guy, I guess he'd been on the phone arguing with his wife. And he left and he came back like nothing happened, just came back like you would any other night. You know, you can leave for the day, whatever. You get certain hours. You're allowed to do whatever you want. And he came back and the cops showed up deep and they arrested him. When he left the halfway house, he went to his wife's house and he lit the fucking house on fire with his wife in it and killed her. Yeah. No, you do it for revenge. There's a lot of different reasons. But a lot of car arsons are that. You know, you rob a bank, you use a car, you might want to burn it up, you know, all types of shit. Look at Jimmy and his crew. Those guys had a bunch of fucking car arsons because they would do these scores and then burn the car up. You know, so they had a lot of them. Arson was always a major crime going back to English common law. Oh, there's no doubt it's a major crime. There's no doubt about it. I'm just saying that at least here, it's not treated differently than any other. It's considered a violent crime, but it's not treated differently from any other violent crime. You know what I mean? But yeah, even the lowest, like the arson of an unoccupied structure, if I could get that out, you know, is very serious without a fucking doubt. There was one point where I was terrified. I'm not kidding. Enough of that. Yeah, Dave. I think they're tough on it anywhere. I don't know of it being treated differently. I'll look into it, but I don't think here. Common's probably right about certain states or some shit. You can be eligible, but that doesn't mean they grant it. And if you have arson, that is one they will deny you for. Oh, you mean halfway houses or just parole or both? That 97% conviction rate isn't exactly accurate. It's really that high because most people plead. Well, yeah, of course. Most cases in general, court cases, are solved with a guilty plea of some sort or some sort of plea bargain. There's not no contest, whatever it may be. They do that throughout every court system. Whether it's federal, state, doesn't matter because they could never do it. They could never possibly put everyone on trial. They can't afford to do it. That's why people get caught. They get cut insane sweetheart fucking deals. You know what I mean? Bullshit fucking deals because they just can't afford to put everybody on trial. You know. Oh, I didn't finish your comment. It's really because most people plead guilty. Granted, that's because they normally have airtight cases. Yeah, it's another reason they plead guilty in the federal system so often. How big was Philly at their height? 100 guys max. I don't think they ever had anywhere near 100. I would say, in my opinion, 65 to 70 max at their peak. I could be wrong about that, but yeah, Jason. Absolutely. Well, if you include associates, that's one family. 2,500 to 5,000. Back at at the mafia at their height. Word on the street. You heard he got made. Yeah, like I said, somebody told me that recently, but then, a lot of people say he's going to get made when he gets out. I don't know. I don't know, but that goes to show you. I mean, he got made again. This is stuff that wouldn't happen. Like, who did he get made by? Lucchese's or the Philly guys or what? Philly? Because again, that would be another goofy fucking move. I mean, but that's the thing, you know. And you hear Gene Borello say, you hear all these guys say it. Jimmy, the guys that are being made now would have never been made 30 years ago, 40 years ago. It would have never, even 20 fucking years ago, it wouldn't have happened. All right. So many saying he was made before. So while he is inside, he can canoodle and politic with those inside without being shunned, so to speak. I'm not saying it's 100% true, but it appears to possibly be true. I wouldn't doubt it, you know. I wouldn't. But again, it would have to be Philly that made him. I don't know, SL Gordon 3. I'm not going to speculate what he is doing. That ain't my concern. That's concern of the feds and Joey. Hypothesize or say one way or the other. I hear you. Let me get down here. I'm from the bank robbing capital of the world. Cars were burning all over the city here in Boston, 70s, 80s, and early 90s. Yeah, you certainly are. That is the bank robbing capital of the world. Pharmacies too, right? Weren't more pharmacies robbed in Boston than anywhere because of the whole OxyContin shit? I think, didn't it get to the point in Boston where they had to fucking put up signs, the pharmacies, we do not sell OxyContin? I think, or oxycodone in general. Who's that guy? Tony Pizza's talking crap about everybody. Joey, he's nobody. He's a homeless maniac, literally. He likes to play himself off as some ex-mob guy. It's a joke. He is certainly not. Infamous for armored trucks and banks. I may have misworded that. Yes, armored trucks were here, huge here in Boston. Banks as well. Yeah. They're saying Philly made him. Yeah, well, then I really wouldn't be surprised. I'm telling you, man, they do goofy shit. Philly historically has done goofy shit. They have. More so in the 90s, but even till today, obviously. But then again, making him, what does being a made guy mean anymore? What do you think it means? Does it mean anything? I don't know. I have a hard time believing that it does. My man, Danny Green, $10 match. Thank you very much, Danny Green. And as you guys know, Danny Green is not only one of the biggest sponsors of this channel, but he's also a madman and a killer. So if you guys know his history, some of you might think he died in 1978 or whatever. He did not. He's alive and well in this chat. If I was you, I would match his fucking donation, or things could turn out badly for you. Just being honest. All this talk about fires and stuff, we shouldn't even, I didn't even think Danny Green's in the chat. We shouldn't even be talking about this stuff. Explosions of all sorts. Be nice about Philly. Why? No, hell no, it doesn't mean what it used to. I've seen Boston bank robberies on the FBI files with former director of the FBI's New York office, Jim Kallstrom. Yes. Me too. He got straightened out in the can. Just sounds funny. He got straightened out in the can, you know. It's the child in me. That's what they say, I guess. Common sense. Joey going on Vlad TV, in my honest opinion, was a terrible look based on what he said the day he came on YT. He said he won't go on a platform where platforms rats, let alone Vlad is nicknamed Officer Vlad. Shaking my fucking head, dumb as fuck. Yeah, they call him the feds. I believe he was inside with Mazzone, or he is inside with Mazzone. Yeah, I believe he is too, and that's probably who, you know, of course, if that happened, would have been him. You know, if he really got made in there. Let's see. Why is it, I got it? What the fuck is going on here? Oh, okay, I got all the super chats. All right, well, guys, 2 hours and 14 minutes. Oh, okay. Well, listen, it's not Philadelphia I have a problem with. I love Philly. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Thank you for everything. Everybody who donated, appreciate you. Oh, Stephen Cordell, 1 minute ago, $10 with the hey, brother. Hey, brother, man, thank you. I appreciate it very, very much, Stephen Cordell. You are the man, bro. All right, guys, I'm out of here. I'm going to go lay down. Thank you for everything you do for me and everything you've done for me. I love you all. And until next time, salute.